Hey guys, this is BiXX. Welcome to another Mentoring Monday. Today I'm going to talk about part two of how to make better decisions. In part one, I talked about how you make your best decisions when you're in a state of gratitude. You make your worst decisions when you're angry, resentful, and tired. I also talked about identifying the things in your life that give you joy and take away from your joy. Check it out if you've not watched the video, for it will help put today's talk into a better perspective. Decision making is tough, and so much goes into it, from your personal history to your values that you learned growing up. And it's normal to experience lots of different emotions when making a decision. It's common to experience fear, the what if game, and worry, and sometimes even regret. It's very rare to find anyone who's gone through life without ever regretting anything, especially decisions. But you can learn how to make a big decision and be more decisive. I'm going to talk about 8 tips that will help you make better decisions. Number 1, gather the facts. Make sure you properly investigate what are the facts and not someone else's interpretation of the facts. Trust and verify. I can tell you with 100% certainty that what we are told is often somebody else's interpretation of the facts, or maybe it's something that they've been told, and they're not the actual facts. So it's up to us to do the right research to find the facts of the situation. Otherwise, the likelihood of making a bad decision increases. Number 2, ask the right questions. It's very important to ask the right questions when you're trying to gather the facts, but here's some other questions. What are my options? What are the pros and cons of each option? How will this decision affect my psychological well-being? How will it affect the people around me? These are all very important considerations. This is big. Is this decision in line with my values and my principles? You have to know this about yourself so that you can live your life in accordance with these values. I've also found it beneficial to think about my life after making this decision. What will it improve about my life and how? On the contrary, be confident that you'll learn from this and find a new opportunity if you make the wrong decision. Number 3, give yourself some quiet time to reflect. Whenever I've had to make a major decision, I find it helpful to go on vacation, to get away from that daily grind, to get away from all the confusion and the madness, to get to a place that's relaxing and helps clear my mind. Number 4, this is big. Write down the pros and cons. This gets it out of your jumbled mind and onto paper. This exercise helps give you clarity. For me, it's the exercise that helps me the most. It becomes a lot more clear to see if the positives outweigh the negatives, or vice versa. Number 5, get used to the idea of failure. I'm going to do an entire topic on failure. This is just so important. But a quick summary is accepting failure as an integral part of growth towards success helps you deal with it in a more positive and productive way. It's just a natural experience we all have to go through when we achieve success. It's unavoidable. This is also important. Ask for support. This is huge for me. Call your mentors or people that you trust in your inner circle. Ask for advice. Assuming that you've chosen wisely, that's very important. These more experienced and more objective, less emotional people can help point out holes or blind spots in your thinking. I have one guy that I call all the time when it comes to making big decisions. He gives me great advice and he's usually right. Number 7, trust your gut. Quite often you'll have this feeling that you know what to do, but uncertainty and playing that what if game keeps you from doing it. So what if there are only positive outcomes? What is your gut feeling going to tell you then? And why? Make sure your gut feeling is based on doing the work that I've outlined in these previous steps. Otherwise, your gut could be wrong. The last tip, I'll give you number 8 here, is give yourself a deadline. Quite often there are deadlines that we must adhere to. If not, then create your own deadline. For example, I have this big decision to make and I'm going to make it by next Friday. Give yourself some time. Deadlines force us to do the analysis and make the decision. Here's an example. Did you know that a very high percentage of lawsuits in America are settled on the courthouse steps just prior to the court date? The fear of what can happen in court, especially the cost of losing and all the emotional cost, financial costs, forces each side to settle. So deadlines are necessary to get things done. Working hard to become a better decision maker will change your life for the better. It's huge. Over time, you'll get used to this process of making better decisions and the flow will become quite natural. So what are you waiting for? Go for it. This concludes today's topic. I'll see you again in 2 weeks. And remember, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Cheers.